Hey guys, how's it going? This is James Tripp. Did I catch the beginning? This is James Tripp still. This is a live stream for James Tripp Chaos Wave. The reason I'm doing this as a live stream, I really wanted to make a video on this topic. But the reason I'm doing it as a live stream is because I don't have time to edit the video. I have somewhere I need to get to. So I'm going to be super concise. If anybody shows up on this as a live stream and asks questions, please forgive me if I don't give too much time and attention. I'm working with Rock to Recovery this afternoon. That's the work I do with military veterans, and we have a clinic running in Edinburgh. Then I need to get to York. So lots on. Is hypnosis just snake oil? Okay. Is hypnosis just snake oil? This is a fantastic question. I had a comment come up on one of my videos from Unstoppable Tramp. Unstoppable Tramp says, you guys are no different to the fake martial arts people. All you need is to believe. Lol. Keep taking the money, snake oil people. So, snake oil people, I love this comment. I think it's a fantastic comment. And I actually acknowledged this comment and said, thank you for the comment, which was taken to be some kind of turn the other cheek thing. But I think it's a genuinely great comment. I really am genuinely pleased to have this comment. Why? Because this world, this stuff, hypnosis, moving people's minds in useful ways, is perceived by a lot of people as fake, as snake oil. Indeed, last year when I was going to Hypno Thoughts in Las Vegas, I was going through customs. The person stamping my passport said, what are you doing here in the US? I said, I'm going to a conference on hypnotism. And their response to that was, I don't believe in that stuff. And my response to that was, a lot of people don't. And I responded that way because it's true. It's absolutely true. A lot of people don't. So I think it's a valid concern, a valid consideration. Is hypnosis snake oil? The other thing that I found particularly interesting about this comment for me was, if I just open it back up again on my phone, is you guys are no different to the fake martial arts people. This is so resonant for me. I so love this because of how I came to hypnosis. And how I came to hypnosis was through the fake martial arts people, so to speak. So many, many years ago, I went and trained with a guy who was a Tai Chi guy. This is going back to the 1990s. And when I first went to the class, he used to knock people over with empty force and say he was using chi and stuff like this. And I was fascinated by this because I'm a guy that wants to know how things work. So I watched and I asked him, can I experience the chi? He said, you're not ready. Your chi isn't strong enough. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not ready. I'll hang back. But after I carried on going to the class for a while, he invited me up and he did this stuff with me. And for me, when I do something, I do it all out. I'm fully engaged. I'm all in. So I was there. I followed the instructions that were implicitly and explicitly given, and a weird, very weird experience occurred. I found myself being physically moved by forces that appeared to be not of my own volition. And it was very strange. So he was very pleased because I'd responded to his chi demonstration. But I'm not the kind of guy that accepts explanations on face value. So I went around and I had this experience and I looked at how I could recreate it myself. And I found that I could recreate it myself by using my mind in a particular way, by reaccessing the state. I found that I could kind of do the thing myself and I could switch it on and I could switch it off. And I thought, well, you know, I'm not 100% convinced that this is really chi energy. I think something else is going on. I think my mind is making this experience. And so I went back to him and I said, can I ask you a question, like in all sincerity? And he said, yes. I said, is this really chi power that's moving us about? Or is it just some kind of, you know, hypnosis or something? And his answer was, incidentally, this is a side point, but his answer was that hypnosis was moving the energy of the mind, and what he was doing was moving the energy of the body. So they were related, but they were different. That answer is aside from the point. But why was I asking the question? Is this some kind of hypnosis? Because I understood at the time hypnosis to be something to do with mind-made experience. The experience that the mind makes rather than an experience that's created by something out there in reality. as in i.e. chi energy or something like this. So I had this conceptualization in my mind. I had studied no hypnosis whatsoever at the time, but that hypnosis was something to do with mind-made experience, something to do with what the mind did. So I basically concluded from this that the guy, whether he knew it or not, was not really moving chi, but was moving mind. So there was something in what he was doing. He was seeding ideas, suggesting things. And for those that were open and interested, for those that took those on board, that used them with their mind, outside of consciousness, experiences were created. So this got me really interested in hypnosis and what was possible with regard to what the mind creates. Why? Because I'd had a vivid and profound experience. Now, some people out there would go, well, you were just gullible. Well, I wasn't gullible enough to not question it. Do you see what I mean? So I'm skeptical enough of my own desire for it to be real, because you know what? I would have loved if it really was chi energy. And who knows, maybe I'm totally wrong and it really was chi energy. I don't think so, not in the classic way we think about it. But for me, it opened the door to hypnosis. What is possible in terms of when and how we move our minds? So I started to look into hypnosis. So with regard to this comment, you guys are like the fake martial arts people. Yes. Yes, we are like the fake martial arts people, in that, in my view, in my opinion, the fake martial arts people are doing hypnosis. They are suggesting things. It is psychological suggestion, and people's minds are profoundly powerful in making up experience. That's what they are. Mind brains, they are engines that create experience in order to direct our action in the world. So yes, fake martial artists who do empty force and stuff like this, even the ones that don't do empty force, even ones that have students who come in, and those students become beholden to an image of the master and all of this kind of thing. And it ends up influencing, not consciously, but unconsciously, how they experience the techniques of the master. You bet that's hypnosis. That is hypnosis, 100%. So I love this comment for that reason. But here's the other thing inside of it. The other thing that's important is it snake oil? What does snake oil mean? Well, snake oil is a reference to people that used to go around the Wild West and they would sell some sort of substance, probably didn't even come from a snake, probably wasn't even snake oil at all. They would say it's snake oil, and snake oil is good for all these ailments and these remedies. And, you know, and I'm sure that some people would really swear by the snake oil. They'd buy the snake oil. They'd say, this is fantastic for my rheumatism, all of these kind of things. And of course it would be, because the placebo effect is well established. The placebo effect is not some kind of out there idea. The placebo effect is, you know, in a sense, placebo is the most tested drug out there, because all drugs are tested against placebo. Why? Because of a recognition of the power of the mind to affect what happens physiologically, right? The power of the mind to affect what happens physiologically. That's why my mind created experiences of chi movement and of me being sort of quote unquote controlled from the outside, because my mind created it, and the mind and the body are not distinct separate units. This is why placebo works. So a lot of the time people say, is hypnosis just placebo, right? And snake oil basically is a name for placebo, but there's an implication to it. The implication is there's some kind of rip-off occurring, okay? So I'll deal with that in a moment. So with regard to, is hypnosis just snake oil? Well, you could ask, is hypnosis just placebo? Is it placebo? Is it just people buying into something, and the effect of buying in is a real effect? The placebo effect isn't an effect in the mind, it's a real effect, okay? So is it just that? Well, I don't think it is, in a sense. I think it's the other way around. I think, in a sense, placebo is in fact a form of hypnosis. If you look at hypnosis as being, I won't give my full definition of hypnosis, which is the use of language, well, I'm giving it now, the use of language and communication to direct attention, lead cognition, and seed ideas for the purpose of leading someone into an altered experience of reality. For me, placebo is a form of hypnosis rather than hypnosis being placebo. And what I mean by that is hypnosis happens when you see it, traditional hypnosis between a hypnotist and a hypnotee happens through acts of communication. And the giving of a placebo is an act of communication. It's a kind of little mini ritual that this pill means wellness. It means recovery. It means a change in direction of your physical health because of the meaning imbued in the pill. When somebody takes it, they are receiving the communication. It's a ritualized form of communication. So hypnosis is the moving of mind through communication, if you like. And that's exactly what's going on with placebo. It's a little ritualized form of communication, much as a hypnosis induction is a ritualized form of communication. So hypnosis induction and the handing over of a placebo, there's a lot of analogs between those two things. But because it happens in the mind-brain system, the mind-brain-body system, doesn't mean it's not real, right? Or maybe it does mean it's not real. Maybe it means the effect that you experience is as real as any other mind-made effect, like the effect that somebody might have if they've got a fear of chickens or a fear of rodents or a fear of spiders. Not everyone jumps up shrieking onto a chair when they see a spider. Why? Because spiders aren't inherently scary. The fear is mind-made in response to the spider. It's a mind-made experience. So hypnosis is all about mind-made experience. So, snake oil. Snake oil, as a metaphor, comes about when you're claiming something is something that it is not. There's been some interesting research in what happens when you give people placebos and tell them they're placebos. You say, this is a placebo, right? There are no active ingredients of this, but research shows that placebo is effective in making changes in all this range of cases. The placebo still works. So you don't have to claim the placebo is something that it's not. And the same is true with hypnosis. You do not have to claim that it is anything other than it is, okay? So hypnosis simply is the moving of minds, the shifting of experience, the connecting with different ways of seeing things, different ways of making sense of things. To me, this is what hypnosis is. To say that's fake is like saying piano playing is fake, right? Piano playing is piano playing. It is what it is. Hypnosis is what it is. It is literally what it is. And if you look at what it is underneath the surface, it's the moving of minds through communication, the shifting of experience, the creation of mind shifts in collaboration with the person that you're working with. So we could say that piano playing is fake, but it's not fake when we say what it is, which is piano playing. If we said piano playing was guitar playing, then we'd be being fake, right? Then we'd be being fake. So is hypnosis snake oil? Well, I guess it can be. It can be snake oil. For me, when it was being sold as some chi manipulation, that was possibly snake oil. Although it's still outwardly possible that I was wrong about that. I really don't think so. But it was kind of being sold to me as snake oil. If hypnosis is being sold as some kind of mind control technique where somebody goes, and goes into a weird state where they become able to be controlled like a zombie, yeah, that's fake. That's not real. But that's like trying to claim that piano playing is that. And if someone's claiming piano playing is controlling people's minds, when I play the music, I control their minds and put them, I suppose some people might say that might be making too much of a claim for piano playing, right? That might be making too much of a claim for piano playing. So to say hypnosis is snake oil, well, it can be sold as snake oil. Anything could be sold as snake oil. And things do all the time. You get stuff in shops that make claims about stuff. So it's not about the hypnosis, it's about what people are selling it as. And sometimes when people are selling it as one thing, by the way, the other thing about snake oil, it kind of implies that people knowingly are mis-selling, because the snake oil vendor knows it's not really snake oil. They know it's just some grease they scraped out of a pan or whatever. My original fake martial arts teacher, he was sincere. I genuinely believe he was sincere. He believed in the mind-made reality. He believed in his own sort of reality tunnel about what it was. I truly believe he believed that. in the world of cold reading, a lot of people that have studied cold reading from a psychological angle will call traditional readers who believe in psychic means or whatever, they call them shut eyes, because they really believe in what they're doing and their eyes are closed to the psychological mechanisms that are at play. So I think that this can often happen, is people are shut eyes. They don't question their model of reality and they carry on acting according to that, and it works. And this is what my original martial arts teacher was doing. He was operating by a model of reality and it got a certain set of results. Why the hell would he question it? Now, he might want to question it if he gets into a real fight somewhere and tries to knock somebody over with empty force, but the suggestions don't take because they haven't been conditioned into the groupthink of the class and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a context in which that breaks down and can be problematic, which is why I personally advocate people opening their eyes. This is why when I came into the world of hypnosis, my offering was hypnosis without trance. Let's take away, let's try and get beyond the old ideas and see what's really going on here on a psychological level. So I was genuinely pleased to get this comment, which I actually acknowledged. I said, thank you for your comment. And that was taken to be some sort of turning the other cheek thing or something like that was how it was framed. And it may be that this guy, Unstoppable Tramp, is just trolling. I don't know. But whether he's trolling or not, I am incredibly grateful for being offered something of importance here. Something, because this idea, it exists out there in the world. And if you're here and you're a practitioner of hypnosis, you're learning about hypnosis, there's no point denying this idea exists. And it needn't be a problem if you're not beholden to old, rigid ideas about what hypnosis is and you're willing to open your mind and look deeper. So, I think that's a good time for me to head off. I am now heading to do a clinic for Rock to Recovery, working with military veterans, using snake oil to help them transcend PTSD. And we have extremely good results and feedback with that. So if you like this video, do the right thing, hit the thumbs up. If you do not like this video, please do leave a comment in the section below saying what it is you don't like about this video or the message inside of it or anything like that. I'd love to hear that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do subscribe, particularly if you are interested in rich perspectives on using your mind to shape your lives, pragmatic psychology, NLP, hypnosis, all of these things that you will not get anywhere else. So you want to hit subscribe for that and hit that notifications bell as well. Okay, until we continue this conversation, keep on creating your life.